Well, hello everyone. Hi. Oh, I've got my wrong name on it. Pastor Vic here. Well, sorry about that. It's the Whiskey Minister here. Um, Back doing a live nosing and tasting. Now, it is a long time since I've done this. I checked back my records there, and it was the 26th of February I last did my a nosing and tasting. I'd been trying to work through some drams. I was going to try and do 100 drams in 22. But you know what? I've been trying quite a lot of drams in my business and in my work, and I wasn't really feeling like having any drams at night. So I just haven't been getting round to doing my 100 drams in 22. But I was shamed into doing one tonight because I was over at Ben Romach Distillery this morning. So I've been back in the UHI, back doing face-to-face stuff and working with some of the Gordon and MacPhail people. And part of that work is we go to Ben Romach Distillery on day 2 and got a great welcome at the visitor centre for Susan. The visitor centre is open again at Ben Romach, guys. And I got a great welcome for Keith, the manager, as well. It was good to see Mardo. And some of the other guys. I saw Mr. Maxwell, one of my old teachers, who's a tour guide at Ben Romach. So I saw quite a few people. And Keith was saying, "Hey, Vic, loving the videos. Where have they been?" He said, I've got a notification on my phone. I see them when they come up, but there's been nothing for ages." So I thought, yeah, so just for Keith, I'm doing 100 drams in 22 tonight. And in honour of Keith and in honour of being at Ben Romach, I'm obviously gonna do a Ben Romach. Now, I've got a new one. This is one of the contrast range from Ben Romach. Lovely new bottle. You see that? I really like these new bottles. And this one is called Cara Gold. And it's been produced at Ben Romach using some crystal malt. It's quite a light crystal malt, this Cara Gold, but it's got a little bit of colour in it. It's been crystallised, and this has been used in the mash along with lightly peated malt. So it's something a wee bit different from Ben Romach. It's been matured fully in first fill bourbon casks. Now, you guys know me. I like my bourbon casks, so I was pretty sure I was going to like this. Now, you might look at this and say, "Vic, well, you haven't opened it yet." No, I haven't opened it because my good buddy Ian Wood gave me a wee sample. So I had some nosing and tasting to do at UHI today. And over and above what we normally have, he brought in a Cara Gold and we had a wee taste with the rest of the guys. So this is what I've got tonight. It's the Ben Romach Cara Gold. It's in the Contrast series. It was distilled in 2010, bottled in 2022, but it says it's an 11-year-old. So it's an 11-year-old, 46% ABV. So decent ABV, obviously natural colour, no chill filtration. And let's see what that wee bit of crystallised malt is going to do to the flavour. Because you guys know I love my Ben Romachs. I've got loads of Ben Romachs. Really like that traditional Speyside. And let's see what this is like. So it's very, very light. You can probably just about see the colour. It is really quite light. Now, that is because it's all ex-bourbon casks. A lot of Ben Romach is matured in sherry casks. And you get lots of lovely colour in that. When we were over there today, we had the 10-year-old, the 15-year-old, and the 15-year-old's a lot more colour than the 10. But we also saw one that had a beautiful colour. It was a Polish cask, Polish oak, and it's one of the distillery exclusives over at Ben Romach. So if you want to get one of them, you'll need to go to the distillery. And that was an amazing colour. But this, not much colour at all. But that's not a problem for me. I'm not really interested in colour. It's not always an indicator of how good the whiskey is going to be. You know, it's not always darkest is best after all. So, not a huge amount of colour, nice legs, but what about the nose? Well, the first thing you get is a tiny bit of peat. There's not as much peat smoke on this as I get on, for instance, say the 10-year-old. It was interesting when I was doing it today. I thought the 10-year-old was a bit more peaty than the 15. If you were nosing them together, 15 didn't have a lot of peat on it at all. But this one, there is a bit of peat on the nose. But there's also loads going on in the background as well. It's really quite fruity. Now, I was reminded when I was over there today, Ben Roma, quite long fermentations. They've got their shorts at about 70, but the longs about 120. So lots going on in those fermenters. Lots of fruity flavours being developed as the time goes on. And this has got loads of fruits. There's kind of fresh apple in there. And like a touch of kind of like pineapple a little bit, and maybe a little bit of banana. Now, I quite often get banana when I'm nosing peaty whiskies, so I don't know if it's that or if it's the fruitiness. But there's lots going on there. It smells like it's going to be sweet. So let's have a taste. So this is number 15 in my 100 drams in 22. Keith was saying, maybe, Vic, you might want to change it to 50 drams in 22. So I may do that, but we'll see. But I'm probably going to miss a whole month again in April because I'm going to Australia. So I'm going to my son's wedding, which eventually is happening over in Australia. So I'll maybe do a couple of drams for you over there. But I'm probably going to lose ground even more as we go forward into April. I don't know if I'm going to get to 122. But let's see. See how many we get, Keith? I'll do my best. So let's see what this Cara malt tastes like. Oh, now that is... Oh! It's got a... Well, that's really interesting. It's not... It's got a touch of Ben Romack about it, in that it's sweet and it's got that peat. Not as much peat as I remember. And there's a kind of fudgy, toffee kind of note in there. I can only assume that that's coming from the Cara malt. It's used to give sort of toffee, fruity notes in beer. So maybe that's what's coming through in this. But I see it now. I don't know if it's just my imagination, but there's that toffee notes on the nose now. So it's like sweet peat. It's really nice. It's got a great finish. It does feel quite strong at 46. It's got a wee bit of a burn, but not unpleasant. So sweet. Really sweet on the lips, but bang. There's that peat smoke. And it's kind of sort of burnt wood, bonfire-y, kind of peat. It is absolutely delicious. So don't let anyone tell you light whiskey is never nice. This is really good. You don't need a lot of colour. This is a lovely whiskey. So this is part of the contrast range at Ben Roma. Cara Gold malt. I believe there's not a lot of it left if you wanted to go out and get one. But lots of great whiskies at Ben Roma. Yeah, just look at my shelf. But now, of course, the distillery is open again. I think it opened a week past Monday, the visitor centre and the tours. So get yourself along to Ben Roma in Forres and get yourself some of the distillery exclusives. Me, I prefer the single casks that have been ex-bourbon, and I've got a few of them that I'm kind of working my way through. But they've got loads of ex-sherry casks as well, if that's what your fancy is. Or try the single cask with Polish oak. So, yeah, go and have a look, do a tour, see if Mr. Maxwell's there, give you a tour, and enjoy the visitor centre. So I'm just going to have another wee dram here. That is quite interesting. It's that peatiness and then the sweetness and the toffee notes. And it is really quite fruity. So that's a different Benromach. Not sure if I prefer it to the organic. Organic's nearly always my favourite, but it's very nice compared to the 10. I'm a fan of the 10 more than the 15, and it's a lovely dram. So I would suggest you give it a try. That was the Benromach Cara Gold malt, and that was number 15. First one in a month. That was number 15 in my 100 drams in 22. So I hope you enjoyed that. I'll try and get a few more done over the next week or so before I head off to Australia. And you never know, I might do a dram or two where in front of the Sydney Opera House, or when I'm on the crocodile tour at Airlie Beach, or maybe at one of the vineyards over in Western Australia. So wherever I am, I may try and send a couple of videos. But that was dram 15 and my 100 drams in 22. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're having a dram tonight, enjoy it, but be safe and be responsible. And I will see you all again real soon. Bye now.